Hello everybody, welcome back to another trek through the dungeon, or rather the continuing adventures of the JabGut, the Spriggan wizard, who has about as much in common with the wizard as a knife-wielding maniac assassin has in common with the wizard, because he's a knife-wielding maniac. Let's start over. Hello everybody, welcome back to another trek to the dungeon where JabGut was killing things. There we go, that's simpler. Anyway. Last we left off, I had just cleared the Orcish mines, and before that the lair. So, pulling up the menu. I'd also dipped my toe into the Elven halls to try and find a buckler of Elven make. I did, only to remember that I was wielding a better buckler of protection, and I kind of wanted to keep that. So overall, this run's going pretty well. Just to quickly show you guys my spell list again, everything fairly reliable that I need to be reliable. Translocation summoning could use a boost, but really I don't care. I guess, you know what, now that I've said it out loud, I have to care. Where's translocation skills? Q, I have a +4 aptitude. Yeah, let's just throw points at it. Now, there is something I did between the last vid and this vid. I spent actually a reasonable amount of time looking into stuff, and came up with some interesting stuff which I want to tell you about. So, oh, that's cool. I can turn off the enhancement screen to see what the core values are. Anyway, here's what I discovered. Stabbing skill with a dagger. In order to max the bonus that the stabbing is giving you, you need to you need to keep increasing stabbing. Actually, you know what? I think I have the window open. Yes, I do. Perfect. So here's the Crow wiki. Yes, I know the LearnDB Hensel Dealy is better, but that is a tool that I don't use as much, so not as comfortable with. Stabbing. The odds of a stab are based on your stabbing skill, dexterity skill, and then divided by 155. Therefore, it's never going to be 100%. It's not even going to be close, but you can get it so that you're fairly reliable to stab things. That you're fairly reliably going to be stabbing things. The tiers of stabbing, 1, 2, 3, that I keep talking about, have separate damages associated with them. And again, that's more a product of how you're approaching your target. Notably, tier 1 stabbings require the target to be disabled. Sleeping, paralyzed, petrified, or held. Petrification is a status effect I can inflict if I find the right spell. Paralysis is not a status effect that I'm willing to take the time and energy to learn to inflict. It's more wand-based, and I have bad luck with that in general. I don't want to train evocations a lot just for a wand, so forget it. Sleep is something which I don't know how to inflict beyond what I'm already doing with the Hexes School, with Metabolic Inglatiation / Ensorcelled Hibernation. And on an alternate build with Stabdukin, where I focused that, it was fairly ineffective for me, so I'm not comfortable with it. Tier 2 stabbings include Confusion and being Invisistabbed. Confusion I'm using right now with Mephitic Cloud. Invisistabbing I have not made much use of. I have not actually done at all. And now that I'm thinking about it, may actually prove to be the way I want to go long-term with... I'm going to close another window. May actually prove to be the way I want to go long-term with this character, and I will explain that shortly. The key line I wanted to read is this. Blah, 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 bonus damage to damage, blah, 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 extra damage, blah, 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 blah. To get the maximum bonus, you need to have Dex times 1 plus stabbing skill above 300 with a dagger, or 600 with a short blade. Okay? Okay. It says even without this bonus, short blades are still the best for stabbing, and that... I don't know whether they're including daggers or not in that, but anyway, let's go ahead and count that for now. I've already hit that. My dex is 16. My stabbing skill is 21.4. Doing the math on that comes out to something in the vicinity of 330 or 340. So I've already maxed out my dagger bonus for damage. In terms of the tier of stabbing I'm at, when I attack a sleeping target in the dungeon, I deal 750% bonus damage. When I Mephitic Cloud them and hit them 3 or 4 times with the stabs, it comes out to that number pretty quickly. If I'm able to continue building my stabbing tiers higher and higher, I can get that 750 to 900 and that 280 to a flat 300 pretty quickly. I think what I'm going to do is stop here, though, at 22, because up until now I've had a very negative attitude towards invisibility attack. Let's see if I can pull it up while I'm talking. I've had a very negative attitude towards this idea of becoming invisible. I'm all too used to me turning invisible and then enemies still coming after me because I'm using it as a defensive ability. However, in reading through the wiki, once again, I have came across this list of monsters that can see invisible. And while it's a very large list, including 118 different monsters, that isn't as bad as it originally sounded to me. In fact, a lot of these monsters aren't around all the time. Do you see dragons on this list? Huh? I don't see any ordinary dragons. I don't see any fire dragons. I don't see any ice dragons. Shadow Dragon made it, but fuck him. He's a Shadow Dragon. He's going to be hard no matter what. Do you see any... What's another big scary enemy? Trolls on this list. Of any kind. Troll, rock troll, iron troll. Nope, none of them. Do you see any jellies on this list? The basic jelly is here. But what about the green slimes? Are they on this list? I don't see any green slimes. I see a green death, not a green thing. What about Dissolution, the named unique? He's not on this list. What about the royal jelly? She isn't on this list. Maybe it's under R for royal. Let's not get too hasty. Not on this list. I don't know. Maybe I've been overlooking a very, very valid method of approach. Maybe there is, in fact, something to this, and while Sense Invisible is certainly more common, See Invisible is not, and if they can't see me, I could get Mephitic level stabs against, well, let's put it this way. What are the big scary enemies in the vault? The Yaktuars are bad, the giant skeletons are bad, or the skeletal warriors are bad, and the stone giants are bad, and that kind of thing. The trolls are bad. I don't see skeletal warriors on this list. I don't see stone giants or anything like that on this list. I don't see the trolls on this list, and I don't see Yaktuars on this list. Therefore, the majority of enemies that really make the vault challenging are vulnerable to invisibility. That's the approach I'm going to have to use. Which means I'm going to need the invisibility spell, or an evocable item. Either one should be fine for a Spriggan, and wouldn't you know it, the Book of Wizardry is good enough to provide me that spell. So the new plan is going to be turning off every skill. Well, let's leave stabbing. 21 is good. And I do want translocations to go up a little bit, but we're going to focus hexes as much as possible and try and get invisibility online and castable. We're also going to trickle into spell casting. The moment our offensive we're done building offense for now. The moment I went to the Orcish Mines and was able to single hit stab a Uruk to death, as well as Elven fighter types, I should have known then that I didn't need to build my one-on-one offense anymore. This is actually a perfect book too, because it also grants me eventually haste, which is going to prove to be a very useful spell. So let's just go ahead and pick it up right now. Book of Wizardry, purchased. Okay. Unfortunately, I obviously cannot memorize it as I am now. I'm not even close. Oh, he already found me. Dang it. Ensorcelled Hibernation, and then he woke up like 2 turns later. Fine, we'll just go for a tier whatever stab. Just kill him that way. But yeah, oh, we should pick up some more food from the lair while we're there. So that's the plan. We're going to buff invisibility. We're going to stroll through the dungeon casually, clearing out what we can. But we're going to try and use that passive experience skin that we're getting to learn invisibility as we go. As far as what weapon to use, I still haven't made up my mind, made up a final decision yet. I will make a decision eventually. For now, we're going to hang on to the poison weapon. No, we're going to eat a bread ration. There we go. Okay. enough talk, on we go. Wow, look at how much information I got just by walking here. There's an enemy here who's probably asleep, and it's a fairly good interpretation of a floor layout. It's a dead enemy. The fact that I snuck up on an imp is kind of telling to how sneaky I am. Surprise! You did. Surprise! You did. I like that I butchered this guy right here next to him and he didn't even see it coming. Let's make sure we have at least one guy following me. I'm not going to slow down for him. Oh, can I just get up to the yaks? And nope, they all woke up. It's worth blowing my cover completely to make sure that some Mephitic is in the air. After all, it is just like 2-hit kills, 1-hit kills. And then we'll just go ahead and get a yak skeleton to make up for my partially bruised buddy. You have no idea how tempting it is to use a potion of curing to get rid of the 1 point of health that I'm missing, but it's just not cost efficient, so I'm not doing it. Because a potion of cure wounds can cure like 3 or 4 of such points at once, and all it takes is any source of rotting to be right back where I left off. How are we doing here, by the way? Stealth is almost hit the next round number. Once it hits the next round number, I'm dropping it. Alright, it's another area, it's another area. It's a stab and a kill. Oh, thank God I can see him. That's the other thing. You get a... Oh, come on. Nope. No way I'm going to beat that Hydra. So how am I going to kill a ghost Hydra that now is awake and can see me? Oh yeah, with fire. That's how I've been killing undead this game, right? No, it doesn't know I'm here anymore, apparently. Lost track of me. Okay, it does significant damage, even to a dodgy guy like me. Okay, it's dead. And translocations is now higher up. Recall should be well below 10%. It's at 6 with blink at 1. That's good enough for now. Turn off translocations, please. Focus more mana into the skills that really need it. I'm going to need to boost my... the thingy that makes me do thingy. 1-hit kill on a raven. I'm going to need to be boosting my spell casting just for the spell levels, if nothing else. So... working my way up to that is kind of important. Oh, we just need it. Yeah, even if we stab him, we lose. It's better to make a whole ton of noise and have him dead. And that's a mimic, which means I can set up the battlefield. And hopefully the two of us together can finish him. Okay, and I'm gonna have to go pick up whatever I just threw at him, but for the time being, yeah. Okay, stealth hit the next round number, and Ashanzari is just short of making it around functional 20, so we'll let it become a functional 20, and then I'll turn it off. Okay, so far so good. Moving around. Ooh, it's a giant. A hill giant, and it's trying really hard to not to go to sleep, which means I may be able to sleep it. And if I can sleep it, I'd much rather just tier 1 stab it to death in 1 hit. Okay, stealth is officially 20. Let's turn it off and focus just 2 skills: spellcasting and hexes. Onward we go. One important lesson of Crawl that is easy to forget when you're doing a powerful build is you do not have to kill everything. Such a lesson could not be more important when in the case of the Sabre. There are enemies, you just don't have the tools to... Oh my god, wow. Okay, Stealth 20 feels like cheating. They don't even know I'm here, and I'm just taking them all out. But yeah, there are totally going to be enemies you just don't have the tools to take out. And later in the game, there's going to be enemies who can see you when you're invisible, and unless you have a specialized tool available at the time, what are you going to do about it? Best bet you have is to recall that the most important, one of the earliest lessons a good crawler learned is that you do not need to kill it in the first place. You need to work with it, get around it, find some alternative, but you don't have to kill it, and you definitely don't have to kill it personally. Sure, you have a mainstay of attack, and that doesn't work, you need to have something else. Spriggan speed, blink, control blink are all going to give me the ability to escape from fights I don't want to participate in. Boink, kill. This is definitely a good time to mephitic you all. They're sheep, so their accuracy is low enough that I'm not worried about them hitting me, even if they get a good surround off. They're yaks, but they really are just like sheep. Unfortunately, I'm at risk of being surrounded by these much more scary, ugly things, and that's a problem, so just make sure to keep the clouds on them, and then get out. Focus down the ugly things. At best, a secondary target will be the... Yeah, so he didn't see me turn the corner? Wow. This guy is stupid. I guess he is undead. Which means he's dumb enough to stay inside a fire. So yeah, I guess stupid is a fair statement. Ah, I'm just gonna punch you with a dagger. Who needs to confuse you? I can just kill you. Okay, they all know I'm here. At least one of them is mephitic. Now multiple... Oh, he woke up. And I'm actually quite worried about corrosion effect, but not enough to take off my amulet. A +2 wizard hat compares favorably with my +1, but not enough to make me want to take it off and put that on. So, we'll just leave it be for now. Nope. I was hoping I'd get all the way up to the zombie without waking him up, but he woke up at the last minute. So we're just going to have to settle for plan B, which is burn him up and leave a large enough room that the other ones can't reach. And let's just go ahead and wake up the kobold, and in we go. And nope, all the way up to it, but then they woke up. Putting some fire in place just to have it there. I don't know that it's going to kill anything, but it can at least potentially thin out the inevitable slime fest. Anything mephiticable should be mephitic. I can't walk through the fire yet, can I? Oh no, I have conservation. I can totally walk through that fire. They've found me. The hill giant is still asleep. The hill giant is dead. The hill giant corpse is mine, and let's make sure to put fire in the way. Nope, it is a titanic slime. No amount of fire is going to placate it. Actually, I just had a crazy idea. Okay, it just split up. I can see it split up in the hallway. Okay, but it's trying to reform. Reform. Hahaha, that's funny. I'm a reformed slime. I'm not going to walk through that fire until it starts dying down. Now it's starting to die down. 5 damage isn't that scary. Failed to cast Conjure Flame. Man, my Conjure Flame feels like it fails a lot more than 10% of the time. It's just confirmation bias, I guess. Okay, good news is we've cleared out a lot of stuff. And we're leveling up experience on important spells quite rapidly. Better news is that this stealth is phenomenal. It's letting me get right next up to targets that would have otherwise been very difficult to take down. I almost want to pick up Summon Ice Beasts right now just for like the reliability of being able to have a strong summon at my side. But I already know it's a bad idea, so I'm not going to do it. I need to preserve the spell levels for the more valuable spells. My god, when they don't know you're there, you just get this massive bonus to damage. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Nope, he knows I'm here. I'm going to try to ensorcel hibernate him though. And it works, and he's dead. Raise his corpse to serve my bidding. Okay, that's another room done. How many spell levels am I at exactly? 4. Once I hit 6, I'm going to have to start carrying that book around until I can use it. Also, I want to discharge one of these wands completely. Oh, that didn't take long. Let's drop this empty wand and move down another floor. Or kill a zombie, that works too. Contour Flame is really useful against undead. Gives you a means to deal significant damage. Where otherwise you would lack such an answer. Okay, definitely want to put some fires in the way of the slimes as they approach me. God, if I had the ability to turn invisible, these slimes would be trivial. Instead, I find myself preserving my mana by not Mephitic Clouding the Frog so that I can put down 6 MP worth, 9 MP, 12 MP worth of fires just to help whittle them out. Still, phenomenal dodging is phenomenal. Alright, Charms 6.8. Guess I don't need to level that anymore. Hexes are going up, spellcasting is going up, so that's both are very good. Stab. Okay, it just occurred to me, what if invisibility isn't a hex? It's worth checking, because if it's not a hex, I'm wasting a lot of valuable thingamabob. It is in fact a hex, thank God. Okay, no waste after all. That ogre should, or hill giant should probably have been a higher priority, but he wasn't. So now that he's confused, we'll kill him in one shot. And that was with the tier 2 stabbing nonetheless. Oh, come on, can you walk through fire? No, but my guy can apparently walk into it. Moron. Come on, you will die. There you go. Dead. None of these, thank you. The Wand of Digging is kind of tempting, but I can't envision a scenario in which I'll regret not having picked it up right now instead of later. And the dig spell ultimately is my real method of digging, so. Nope, just woke up. Let's get out of here before I get drained by the draining thingy. Do I have a lightning? Yes, I do. Perfect. That should hit all of them and deal reasonable damage. Okay, got rid of the jelly, who was my real target. Anyway, do I have something I can summon, something I can use? I'm going to slow him down. Buy myself a little bit of distance. And then confuse the big guy. Pull him up with me. I'm just really worried about getting drained. I don't want to lose experience when I'm desperately trying to gain spell levels. Whatever that skeleton is, he's going to walk into a fire cloud, and I'll be happy to see him die there. It's a stone giant. One of the few creature types that I was actually really worried about for later on. I'm not worried about their skeletons, though. Oh, come on. Didn't think it was going to work in one turn. That was very far. Stone giant simulacra. Let's send an actual stone giant, or let's send a skeleton against it. And also, it was a miscast on fire cloud. Wait, they walk into fire clouds, right? Yeah, perfect. There we go. Okay. So, thus far, doing okay. I don't have invisibility level of enchant thingy yet. So still don't have to go back for that book. Went all the way around to stab that guy. He didn't know, so yeah, and this guy walked into a fire pit. It's amazing how much synergy I'm getting out of these wizard spells, this classic basic wizard spells. Throwing in a good knife and just dealing phenomenal damage. Oh, Necrophage didn't see it coming. Okay, here it goes. Ultimate battle. Definitely want repel missiles online, and that was enough to make him aware of me. I'm far enough away that I can get around the corner. And 3 Ensorcelled Hibernation casts just failed, despite his weakness to ice. Do I have a better spell I could be using somehow? Not really. Let's turn on regeneration at the very least. For when he didn't come around the corner. He's running away apparently. Nope. He's just hovering. Okay then, that's his problem. I do have 6 spell levels, so let's go back for that book. Most likely I'll be able to cast it with like 30% fail or something like that. 10%? Wow, I train hexes fast. But it's not just that, also Eshinzari's support really is helping. And that's coming from having cursed jewelry on. In fact, let's do a jewelry search of the dungeon to see if I've missed anything. I have to spell it right though. Okay, fine, you tell me how to spell jewelry. Jewel with 2 L's. Ice, sustain, faith, cursed jewelry. Okay, unless there's something in that pile. Not really. Okay, well then nothing really stands out. Let's drop the draining, and we'll drop the enchant weapon 3 into my pile. I have some cursed stuff. Let's drop all the cursed armor and the cursed jewelry. We can come back if I find something worth changing out too. And half of the remove curses, and a magic mapping. That ought to do it. Anything to eat? Let's just go ahead and grab a honeycomb on my way out. How's the food situation in the dungeon? Oh, there's a cache of honeycombs deeper down that I forgot about. So, not at all concerning. Back down we go. Where did we left off? 15? Yeah, good. He hasn't seen me yet. He found me. I can just run away directly backwards. I'll probably get away fast enough. But once I'm at a fair enough distance that I can start attempting... Okay, he refuses to buckle to me trying to cast Ensorcelled Hibernation. So let's just go invisible. He doesn't know I'm here. Boom! Stab in the face. Boom! Stab in the face. Boom! Stab in the face. He's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, I can now stab dragons. The magical contamination is a pain in the neck. It might even be worth putting on a ring of sustainabilities. Which I believe, I know, in fact, I've left lying around. There's a lot of these guys. Mass Confusion would have been a nice spell to have, or I can just use a much more reliable Mephitic Cloud, because instead of the one attempt at everything in LOS, I get several attempts at everything in Cloud range. And it's much easier to make it hungerless. Oh, it's not going to be hungerless. It's level 6. Yeah, what kind of hunger cost are we talking about? Almost maximum. So even though I have this reliable, awesome spell of awesomeness, I have to consider the rather steep hunger costs associated with it. And while normally I'd poo-poo hunger costs, I am a Spriggan. Food is very difficult when you run out of it. And this is version 0.11 that got rid of the reliable hive. Notice that I'm letting the bees sting me as much as they want until there's no stab opportunities left, and then I'm getting out of there. Spriggan speed allows me to make those kinds of decisions, because I'm not worried about being trapped and surrounded when they all wake up. Okay, that's good. I wonder if... Yeah, good, I can do that. Level 4 spells are not hungerless yet. Let's slow train hexes now and fast train spellcasting. I don't need hexes to be much more powerful. More power is going to give me longer lasting invisibility, which is nice, but it's certainly not required. Okay, one hit, that's all it takes to convince me to run. Okay, that's one down. Conjure fire. And he's dead. Okay. Don't forget, we need to check every time. That's a potion of invisibility. It's actually very nice to have one of those when things go wrong. Oh, this is just not fair. All of them are asleep, except the one who's blocking the door. I'm going to use a wand of disintegration on the nearby wall. Never mind. That was enough to alert them to my presence. Okay, only some of them can probably see me, so let's go invisible. Okay, only the vampire can see me? Can you say stab city? Good lord. Oh, and the ogre mage, who is going to mandate a quick mephitic cloud, but he dodged out of it. Let's change my vision so that I can blink away, and then blink away. Because now the only things that can see me are the things that have come after me. With any luck, some of my mephitic... Oh! I just walked headfirst into a hydra and then killed it. It's kind of a whoops, didn't see you there, sorry, now you're dead scenario. Oh, I'm still invisible. Beautiful. So they still don't know I'm there, and I'm just stabbing the ever-living hell out of them. Well, not ever-living for not very long. Okay, now they can all see me again. I am going to... I don't need to quaff it. I'm going to cast invisibility again and take the risk of too much magic contamination, but it didn't happen. I'm not sure how the bats can see me, but apparently they can. And I don't have abjuration yet. That's proving to be a real inconvenience. Let's burn everything I can hit with that can't just be ignored by invisibility with fire. Okay, now we're up against the vampire. Lightning. Come on, just kill it. Here, everybody attack him. That means you freaking heavy-duty zombie thingies. Seriously, we can't kill him? Are you kidding me? That's better. Either he blinked somehow and I didn't see it, or he just got axed. And that leaves significantly less of these guys. Let's focus the ones who aren't going to disappear in a few seconds, please. That's the wrong direction. It's the better direction, but still leaves me the white to deal with. How am I going to kill this white? Oh, I have an idea. What's raise dead? Animate dead is K. Let's get a whole bunch of zombies on my side and point them at the Eye of Devastation. I don't know whether or not it mutates me, but I can only assume it does. Alright, now that you're dead, and I have another ally. I'm so dodgy that these ogres can't even take me one-on-one anyway. Okay. Again, more issues. Pull back. You know what? You're a wooden tree, right? I can only imagine you don't like being burned alive. And now that you guys are on fire, please just lightning the entire hallway. Actually, I can get a double zap if I bounce it off the wall behind him, probably. It's gotta have done some good. Okay, that's most of them. I'm not sure what just fireballed me, but probably was the ogre mage. I can't imagine it was anything else. Okay. Another raised, another raised. Okay, so far so good. It's looking like we just cleared out another cache, and while we didn't completely kill a dragon zombie in one, we did in fact hurt it significantly. Let's go ahead and make sure that it lands on the fire next time. There we go. I hate it when zombies KS me. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, almost 4. Just 3 though. 3 kills thanks to instant kill stabbing, and this guy's using a cursed bow by the looks of it, so let's go ahead and give myself a few of them. And I am almost at the limit of my time at this point, so I'm just going to quickly finish up this floor. I got a ring of cold resist. I don't need that. I have one already. Those guys are clearly awake, but they don't know I'm here, so I'm going to wait until they're right by the door. Okay, I'm done waiting. Oh, it's you. Definitely want to use fire against them. And then apparently I got all of them except the front one with that. And we'll order my zombies to stop attacking so that I get all the credit. It's a book. And this is the book that if I had been an enchanter I would have started the game with. Picking it up now, so who cares. I'm pretty sure the only spell in that even mildly interests me at this point is Confuse. And I really should learn how to abjure. It's proven useful more than once. Anyway, that is the limit of my time, so I'm going to stop here. However, I will quickly do a quick search of the dungeon for short blades. Maybe I've ignored something valuable. There's the Dagger of Distortion and a Dagger of Draining, which I know about, that I've ignored until now. There is an Elven Sabre of Speed that I somehow overlooked until now, which is fabled, by which I mean I've been told, is the best weapon for a stabber long term. It's a very rare weapon, and what it does is it gives you more than one, I think it's like a 90% faster attack rate or something like that. Yeah, there we go. It's quite accurate. And while there is some penalty to my stabbing as a result of using a non-dagger, the more I read about it, the more I realize I'm eventually going to max out my stabbing damage with a dagger, and it would behoove me to have a longer lasting short blade. This short blade may well be the last one I need this game. The Elven Sabre of Speed. Unfortunately, I don't know that for sure, and I'm not comfortable. Oh god, why am I cursed with this pack-ratism where I don't ever want to make a final decision? Like, because just looking at it right now, I could very easily bring that to a +6, +3, and then throw one more enchant 2 at it to see what... enchant 3 at it, sorry, to see what comes. Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna drop it on my pile, make up my mind later, but please feel free to yell at me for my stupidity or tell me the damage formula so that I understand better why this is a good or bad idea. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will catch you all next time.